on me. I'm Mark Pope, coach of the UVU men's basketball team. I want to thank Carlos Iglesias and Ken Garth Volkswagen for being a great friend of Utah Valley University athletics, basketball, volleyball, and everything else.
Thanks, Coach. We're proud to support a great program like Utah Valley University Sports. We wish the Wolverines a fantastic season.
You can thank Carlos, too, by visiting their new dealership today, Ken Garth Volkswagen.
We hear you.
The road to national championships runs through NCAA.com and the NCAA Sports app. And whether you follow one college team or all of them, it's never been easier to get the content you want all in one place. With live broadcasts of multiple championships across all divisions. With exclusive access.
Ready to go? Let's have some fun.
And highlights for every single championship. Stay in the game all season long with NCAA.com and the NCAA Sports app.
Thinking of buying a home? Think bigger. Because with UCCU's low interest rates and low mortgage insurance rates, you could qualify for more house with the same payment you could get from other local lenders. A mortgage with UCCU gives you more purchase power. That means more money you can put into your home or back into your pocket. To learn more, visit uccu.com/morehouse or stop by any UCCU branch today. More house, same payment. Only at UCCU. Inspiring smart mortgage decisions.
Dear James, when you were born, I nicknamed you Lucky. But luck has nothing to do with it. You've created your own path. The hours in our driveway paved the way to state championships.
So James Harden, how does it feel to be MVP?
It feels great, though.
In the desert, you grew your game, and you shattered expectations. It wasn't long until you suited up for draft day.
James Harden.
Looking back now, you've always been creative. Doing it your way, on your terms. You were dreaming big then, but when you left me that note, keep this paper, I'ma be a star. You were already my brightest star.
MVP, baby! Step back three, bottom! James Harden!
And now, you're showing everyone else.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the UCCU Center here in Orem, Utah, on the campus of Utah Valley University, where tonight the Utah Valley Wolverines will take on the North Dakota Fighting Hawks. Now, this is Josh Kalunky, and I'm alongside Holton Hunsaker here today, and we're going to do kind of a players-only thing here today. We both color guys by trade, and so we're going to try something a little bit new, and we're going to talk a lot about the ball game as we go along today. And what do you think about the game tonight, Holton?
Well, I think, it's an interesting matchup. Wolverines coming back from, the main event, MGM Resort main event tournament in Las Vegas, whereas North Dakota has kind of had an unorthodox start to their schedule. They've played 3 out of their 5 games have been non-Division ones, and then one of those other ones was against Kentucky. So we're not quite sure what we're going to get out of the Fighting Hawks, but the Wolverines have played a slew of games the past few weeks, most of those on the road, so I know they're going to be excited to be back here at home.
Right, and I think as we look at their schedule, the Wolverines, they do tend to schedule so that they have a difficult start to the season, as we saw last year when they did the 24 hours against Kentucky and then Duke. Right. And then this year, 5 road games here in that big tournament win in Las Vegas. Now tonight, the starters for North Dakota, they'll start David Adelbauers at one forward, Billy Brown at the other forward. Cortez Seals will be the center. Keenan Walker is one guard, and Connor Avance is the other. For Utah Valley, Isaiah White will start at one forward, Jake Toulson at the other, while TJ Washington will be the point guard. Connor Toulson will be the third guard, and Bailey Steele will be the big man inside. What are your thoughts on the starting lineup tonight, Hope?
Well, we've come used to this starting lineup for the Wolverines, though it's, completely different than what we were used to last year. But, to bring back Jake and Connor Toulson, who, as you had mentioned pregame, how well they do, the team kind of follows with them. They're definitely the backbone and leaders of this game. And then, on the other side with North Dakota, as we've kind of look through their stats and how the ebbs and flows of their season has been when Billy Brown and Cortez Seals seem to do well, that they have good games. But to me, it'll be how the Wolverines get started early. When they lead at the half under Coach Pope. Let me get the stats here as I get this one. They're 48-10 when leading at the half.
Right, and that's a huge stat because the Wolverines really when they do get off to a big start, 48-10 says it all right there. And you really look at it, and we were talking about the Toulson cousins, and Jake Toulson really, as he can get into the post and play through him in the post, I think that's a big thing against a team like North Dakota, because North Dakota kind of matches up really well against Utah Valley. Same type of players, same type of situations as far as size goes.
Right.
And Jake can take advantage of his innate ability to score inside and make things happen from that post.
Right, exactly. He always finds his way around those mid-block, right around the Utah Community logo there, and he's a problem when he gets catches in that area.
Yeah, he really is. And so let's see tonight whether the Wolverines can get off to another big start. We've got the jump here about to go take off with Bailey Steele getting the tip to Jake Toulson.
As we see TJ Washington get the start, we've kind of seen him go back and forth with Ben Naquasa as Coach Pope trying to get a feel of where he needs to go with the point guard position.
Well, I think with TJ and Ben, TJ kind of is more of a straight point guard. Ben's a little bit more of a scorer.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think maybe Coach is going with a little more. Hey, that's a nice shot there again. That's Jake Toulson making it happen for Connor Toulson. I think he's going with a little more of that offense off the bench kind of thing, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great point. I mean, with Jake and Connor in the starting lineup, he doesn't need someone else to get shots early. He's got enough firepower out there. And so, again, with Hayden Skank and his unfortunate injury and kind of re-aggravating that knee.
They bring him along just a little bit slowly, obviously, and then re-aggravating it, as you said. It's tough for Hayden.
Right.
Good move inside there by
that was Cortez Seals. Yeah, he gets going early. Again, they run a lot of their offense through him.
And TJ Washington, one of the things that I would point out is that TJ's really got to concentrate on taking care of the basketball, maybe slowing down just a little bit. And I'm sure that Coach Pope and his staff have gone through that with him. Of course, he forces one up against the clock and says, "You need to shut up over there."
No, and that's his creativity of athleticism as he's shown right there with that shot. And you're right, and it's a whole new system for him to get used to. Ben Naquasa's had a year under his belt and, learned a lot from Brandon and what he taught him last year. But you get a nice finish there from Billy Brown as he gets things going off that.
Yeah, finished that nice over the big man steal there. You thought maybe that would be a block shot, but Brown obviously accustomed to nice touch off the glass. Well, here's the spot we always want to see Jake get the basketball and has to kind of pull out of it, and I think North Dakota obviously knew that.
Yeah, and it forces bad matchups there defensively as North Dakota did not get matched up to Isaiah White, who has tried to develop that outside shot.
Right, and he's started to shoot the ball a lot better, and there was a good job of Connor Toulson moving the ball and getting it to White, who was open. Well, White, there's a heat check early.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, and again, as Isaiah White takes that three-point shot, you don't see anybody on the Wolverines drop their head or why is he shooting that? There's never any bad body language amongst his team. They always encourage each other to keep shooting, as from the bench as well, from Coach Pope and his staff. They want the guys to play freely, as we see Jake spot up and an excellent pass ahead by TJ Washington.
Right, that's right to your point right there, Jake. No hesitation on the break whatsoever because he knows he's allowed to shoot that per se. You and I both had played a little bit of basketball in our day, and you were a superstar here at this university. And having the freedom to shoot the basketball and not worry about whether it goes in or not, in other words, being able to know that you are allowed to take a shot.
Right. And
it really
having
makes
the
a
freedom
huge difference.
to know that if you take that shot, you're not immediately going to find yourself on the bench if
the
it doesn't
yank factor.
fall. Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Ooh. T.J. Washington, a tough left-handed finish, didn't go for him. And Wolverines off to a hot start from the three-point line. All 4 baskets.
Right, from the 3.
That's right.
Well, in basketball, sometimes the three-point shot can lull you as a mass substitution here for North Dakota. It looks like an unhappy coach on one side here.
I'm going to go ahead and let you take that one as you try to pronounce all those names.
Yeah, just a whole bunch of guys that came in the game.
And again, with a 12-4 start and giving up 4 wide-open threes, you can understand,
the mass substitution there.
Coach Jones's frustration.
Yeah. Old Jones, he said, enough's enough. So this is Rebraka, I believe. Philip Rebraka, he's a nice-looking player there.
Yeah, definitely matches up with the size-wise with McDougal down low.
6'9" and 6'10" there.
McDougal, who kind of grins over the bench, asking what did he do, because he's such a physical player, and something that.
Well, he's kind of become the victim of his own strength,
right?
To some degree, he seems to get in foul trouble every time he steps on the floor, and a lot of that happens to be the fact that he is bigger and stronger than a lot of guys.
Exactly right.
T.J. Washington, that's a good aggressive move to the hoop. He slowed down a little bit there. He's the 500 miles an hour guy, and he kind of slowed down right there and took it right to the defender, right up inside him, earned the trip to the line.
Right, and that's going to take us to our first media timeout. Here's the Wolverines lead 12-4.
Had a boy hold. And we're out.
A Mountain Dew kickstart. Let me tell you something, Mean Gene. I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna leave it all on the mat, because that's what I do when I get it done, so I can do it. Yeah! I'm on a new level. I'm on a new level. Give your head a Mountain Dew kickstart.
Josh Kalunky and Holton Hunsaker back here with the Utah Valley Wolverines taking on the North Dakota Fighting Hawks. I want to remind everyone that this game is on the WAC Digital Network. It can be found on GoUVU.com. It can be found on Facebook Live as well as YouTube. So go out there and find it on the run if you want to, folks. If you got to run somewhere, get it on the phone and keep this game live. Well, Holton, Utah Valley leads 12-4 here. What do you see when you get a chance to look at those statistics here quickly?
No, I mean, what we had already talked about before, that all 12 of those points come from the three-point line, and it's not just one guy getting hot from the outside. As there have been, 3 triples from all different players and on all assisted as well. So it's not someone just pulling up and creating on their own. So everyone's getting involved in the offense early, and T.J. Washington just on that previous play off of a steal and a fast break got fouled and sent him to the free throw line.
Well, and TJ misses the first one here. We'll see how he does on the second one, but excellent job by him to earn that trip to the line. So when you're mixing in layups and three-pointers, that's kind of what you want to do in today's game.
That is today's game. They've totally taken out the mid-range basketball as Steph Curry and the Warriors continue to. If you like it, great. It's definitely a fun game to watch, but there's definitely can be an argument against it at times too.
Sure, and I think sometimes you come out with a really hot start from 3 and you fall too deeply in love with that shot. So you've got to see the Wolverines get the ball inside a little bit here to balance out that shooting, because usually what you'll see is the percentages catch up.
Yeah, I agree with that. And it's easy shot to find early on in the offense, and so they can fall into that trap as we see Connor with a nice little floater in the middle, just couldn't get it to go.
Right, and that's the kind of shot we were talking about right there. That's an excellent look to take that 9 times out of 10 down the floor. Good defense there by McDougal. Stands straight up, forcing the hook shot from about 10 feet out.
Cut hard! Cut hard!
Big C-Mac backing him down. Look at this. Good looking play again. That's a lot like the last trip down the floor. Get a short look, and you'll take that from your guy every time.
And I've been impressed from him and even Bailey Steele. We'll get more looks from him later on. A nice jump shot there by Benito. But they do a great job of just being patient in the paint. They don't rush it. They know they've got cutters coming. They pass it freely. And that's a lot give credit to the perimeter players who pass the ball inside so freely as well.
Right, and I've seen them as we've watched these first several games. We've seen those guys, both C-Mac, as they call him, McDougal, and Bailey Steele that you mentioned. We've seen those guys be able to get to that right-handed jump hook. They haven't been able to convert quite as much as you might like early on here so far, but they're doing a great job of getting to that.
We'll call a foul early here.
Before the shot, I think he got a. Looks like he. I like the demonstrative now.
Called him with the.
That's the whole.
The
I would want to be a ref for that reason alone, just to be able to make that move.
And sometimes those, as a player, can be pretty frustrating as you're going to lay it in. You're going to call a foul call and take the basket away from you.
Especially when you're like, come on, man, he didn't even really get me. And that didn't look like a walk there either. So the guy with the sweet hairdo getting involved early. The official with the hair that I wish I had. Or maybe I'll just take yours.
Hey,
you're a handsome young man.
See now as we get a couple fouls and travels called early, see if that changes the aggressive play as Wolverines is TJ Washington able to get a hand on that one, then ultimately gets deflected out of bounds.
Right, Evans just got a little too excited there and overpassed. And part of that was TJ Washington and those guys putting pressure down on the big man as he had his back to the basket.
Yeah, they do a good job of faking and fading in and out on the post players. Is another three from Jake Toulson there as his second for the game, and now the Wolverines' fifth three-point shot.
Jake's shooting the ball with a lot of confidence tonight, Holton.
See Connor Toulson.
Oh.
Excellent athletic play by Phillip there on the break.
Yeah, Big Phil said, not in your house. That was an outstanding come from behind. I think he obviously caught Connor off guard and then followed that up with a nice deep range shot. And I'm not sure who that was.
That was Moody on that three-point shot, and that was
it was deep.
NBA range on that one, and Ben Nikwasa with a pretty left-handed hook shot.
That's a nice-looking move with the left hand, and there's Ben coming in as we talked about. Maybe a little offensive punch off the bench.
Right, and that's a tough role to accept as a player, especially as you started the first few games.
As a senior as well.
Yeah, and you've been coming off the bench the past year.
I'll tell you what, if you've ever done it, it's a lot of fun.
Right.
Because you're like, oh, the microwave? You just come in and go Vinny on him. Vinny the Microwave Johnson. You remember him.
That's if you understand that's your role,
you
can
got to
fun.
have.
Yeah, exactly.
Have fun with it. And Moody obviously can shoot the ball a little bit. They're trying to get him shots out here, so he missed that one. But Wyatt Lowell's another study of a guy who can really shoot the basketball. He's got a gorgeous-looking shot.
Yeah, I've been impressed with Wyatt early. Especially he's fresh off his mission, which it takes the time to get your legs back and things.
But I'm aware of it.
You've been around it
enough to know.
Understand that those 2 years aren't spent on the basketball court or any real active play, and so he trying to get himself back. And he shot the ball really well, and 6'10" on the perimeter is pretty tough to deal with as Isaiah White shows his strength and finish on the baseline.
Great pass there. Great job filling the lane as well. Whenever you do that, you end up with layups.
We're going to get Coach Jones wants a quick timeout by North Dakota to stop this run by the Wolverines, and that'll extend us to another media timeout.
So we'll be back here shortly, and
Looking to spend that birthday money, Tyler? I'm just not sure which one to get. Well, they are both pretty cool. But saving some of that money would be pretty cool, too. Yep.
When's the right age to teach your children how to save and spend money wisely? Right now, with the Be Money Smart program only at Utah Community Credit Union. Inspiring smart decisions.
You only need to answer one question.
Will you accept the challenge to become?
It doesn't matter your situation in life.
No matter your interest.
Whether your first choice or second chance.
There's a place for you.
Place for you.
Place for you at UVU.
Place to engage,
To rise.
to succeed.
To become.
welcome back to the UCC Youth Center here in Orem, Utah. Utah Valley Wolverines lead 20-9 over University of North Dakota, right here on the WAC Digital Network, Facebook Live, and YouTube. And you can also find us on GoUVU.com. It's Josh Klonke and Holton Hunsaker doing players only. We got a new. We're following the NBA TV style. I think we're probably better than Greg Anthony and Steve Smith, though. I'll be honest. I mean, to this point, we've
held our own.
We've
that's
classed.
for sure.
I'd say we've outclassed them. I'll be honest. Yeah, that's just my personal opinion.
No, this has been a fun thing to do too. Again,
yeah.
You know, hopefully for those listening can
gain
a little bit out of what we say and bring to the game. But you know, it's the fortunate side of being on television too, where they get to watch and see what's going on. And
you don't need me to tell you; you see it. Good-looking jump shot out of a post and a kick out. Just a little short there for North Dakota.
Keenan Walter on that attempt again.
Yeah, a good job by Avance. He was posted up and saw his guy open and kicked it back out.
Nearly stripped away by Ainan Moody, who we've already seen his ability to shoot again.
Yeah, Moody looks like he's a good little guy off the bench for him as he shoots another three and misses that one. That's another way the game's changed right there, Holton, and we've seen it here recently. A nice move by Pentecosta to get to the jumper, just a little short. But we've seen the game change where you don't fill the lane the way you used to. You fan out for the three.
Right, exactly.
And if you're getting an open three out of it, great. That's a good-looking right-handed jump hook by Avance. He's a big, thick guy, and he kind of uses that. He's only about 6'7", but he uses that bigger, wider frame to shield the defender
He seems
off.
to have a great motor as well. Every time I've seen it, he's a guy chasing down rebounds. He's not afraid to body guys up as well.
Right.
So
it's the mustache factor. He's got that sweet
no
stash,
shave,
man.
No shave November. That's
yeah,
all right.
exactly. If I could grow that stash, I would. I just can't rock it, man. My wife would kill me.
See, now we got Ben and TJ Washington out there together. Another kind of going smaller on the perimeter lineup, but you kind of have that luxury when you have Wyatt Lowell out there, 6'10", 3-man to fill up the paint there and clean up any shots going to the rim as well.
Right, and Ben is, though he is a little bit smaller in stature, he really has the game of a two-guard. That's kind of more as his.
He's always aggressive, looking to score and looking to go when he gets in the game.
And, and he had that same role last year. He was the motor off the bench,
Right.
He'd come in and it was Mr. Energy, and so continues to do that this year. It's a little easier when you're the new guy. You come in as a JC transfer to be that guy. A little bit more difficult to, like you said, accept that role as a senior.
Exactly. And when you have your own expectations built and everything, what this year, what you wanted it to be, and that one just coming up short for Wyatt Lowell. Rare miss for him and a rare miss for the Wolverines this afternoon.
Yeah, the score remains 20-11, and North Dakota really battling back. Avance, another nice-looking move. I mean, That's over a 6'11" guy that is long, too. So he's a big, thick, strong, kind of the guy that he's the poster guy for North Dakota, you know? Big old thick dude. I wonder where's he from?
We're going to get a moving screen real quick as you look at that one by Bailey Steele. And I've seen officials get more and more picky this first few games of the season on ball screens as that's become so predominant in the game. And
the ball screen thing, you see it at every level of basketball. And guys have been getting away with it for so long that, Edmond, Oklahoma is where Avance is from. But he now still a poster boy for North Dakota. That's a nice looking left hook.
Wow.
Wow.
Doing it from both sides and making it look easy. And again, this is over McDougal and Bailey Steele. You take your pick, he says.
That's how they do it in the Oklahoma, right there. Left hand, right hand.
Hey, and as you had mentioned, the Wolverines kind of, no baskets in the last 3 minutes as they've kind of fallen in love with the outside shot. And the ball's kind of stuck in a few players' hands, and you can hear Coach Pope emphasizing ball movement and player movement, trying to get some motion going offensively.
And sometimes, we talk, like you said, I mentioned that when the ball, that's a deep three, but again, it was off a little bit of penetration that left him open where he had some rhythm to shoot the basketball.
It was a late shot clock situation as well, 4 seconds left there, but again.
But he had some rhythm to shoot it.
Right.
And you're getting situations where the Wolverines are getting late in the shot clock. There's our man Avon again. The Avance. Not just one, but two Avance. Not one Avant, but two.
I think he's had the last 6 straight baskets, or 8 straight for
he's on a
North
little
Dakota.
Run here. Nice looking player. TJ. Moody with the little runner. That's a lot more difficult shot than it might appear.
Right.
That's a pretty
Going
difficult
full
shot.
speed and
that's good defense when you can force a guy to take a one-legged runner, unless it's Dirk Nowitzki. Well, as you mentioned, the Wolverines kind of let this game lull here a little bit and let North Dakota kind of creep back in it. They had a lead there of up to 11 points, and North Dakota, there's not any quit in this bunch.
No, there's not, and you expect that. That's what we've seen in the past, but we're going to go ahead and take this media timeout, 23-17.
What is it about the car shopping experience at Murdoch Hyundai that has everyone talking? Maybe it's the safety inspections or the car washes for life. It could be the price match guarantee, or maybe it's just the way you're treated. Come fall in love in Linden, Logan, and Murray at Murdoch Hyundai. Your no regrets dealer.
Welcome back to the UCC Youth Center here in Orem, Utah. Josh Kalunky and Holton Hunsaker coming to you players only tonight. And Utah Valley leads 23-17 over the University of North Dakota. What are your thoughts so far in this first half?
Well, kind of what you and I were talking about before we went to the break as far as the Wolverines, everything just kind of feels flat right now. There's not a whole lot of energy and life, and as we look around in the stands in the stadium, it's not going to be anything external that's going to give them energy and life through this game. They're going to have to come together and power through, and somebody out there's got to start making some type of hustle plays to bring some life back into this group. As North Dakota really just ran their offense and made it look pretty easy to get back into this game, as it was 4 straight layups by Avons.
Yeah. And really what it is it's Thanksgiving break, so you're not going to have any students here in the stands. And in fact, you look over where the mall usually is, and it's absolutely empty. And so you're absolutely right. Somebody's got to take it on themselves to do something to wake everybody up. There's a good-looking move by McDougal, and that's the move that I was talking about earlier that he's been able to get to. Just hasn't been able to convert as much as he'd like, but you just keep getting to that, and the percentages are going to go in your favor. I mean, that's just a great job.
And they're going to need those easy baskets, so to speak.
Oh, yes.
As they hit those 3 to 4 minute lulls where they don't get anything going, and now you see a quick 3 by North Dakota, and again, right back at that right-handed jump hook.
And you saw that this is exactly how North Dakota got back into the ball game, was by going inside to Avons and getting those same type of looks. And here McDougal's picking those up. And now what happens now, Coach Hunsaker? They got to start paying more attention to him, coming down a little bit. And now your three-point shooters can get open.
Yeah, exactly right.
So I mean, that's the way this game works now: is inside out, outside in. Oh, it always has. Has it not? It's always worked that way.
Now you see them trying to slow things down as they kind of, regain control of the game.
Get
after
a little
fast
more deliberate.
Yep.
Deliberate. and maybe get literate by me. But Utah Valley's now extended this lead to 10 and doing it the same way that North Dakota got back into the ball game, and that's using the big man inside with the jump hooks.
44.
I think we're going to run 44.
That's a good assumption.
Solid assumption.
Unless we're running 8.
Or 4-2-4, and we just misunderstood.
Rare miss by Jake Toulson coming off of the end out of bounds play. Wide open shot from him on the baseline. And good hustle by Isaiah White to scrap and get that one to go off of North Dakota, and it'll stay right here for the Wolverines.
That's just good hustle. That's the kind of stuff like you were talking about. You've got to call it from within yourself, because there's no
one's going to motivate you. Exactly.
The Dukies aren't up there screaming and yelling. TJ trying to create here a little bit and does a nice job of getting it into McDougal. Looked like he may have gotten fouled there, but he stayed with it. Still got it up off the rim, but
I always think that was a tough place to leave a big guy, though. Late shot clock situation where they can't really create or do anything. It's almost a
he just kind of has to turn his back and
throw
go
something
to the hook.
up. That's a tough position to leave him in.
Well, there's Seals again. I was about to say, as I was noticing him come down the floor, he hadn't been real involved here so far in this ball game.
Right, he had that first basket of the game, and
he's a guy they've got to have involved in this game in order if they want to pull out a win. And that's a great move by McDougal there. The fake left and then come back to his right and got the defender off his feet and was really patient. That's the key to those kind of moves is you've got to be patient and not try to rush it up and shoot it too early.
There's Avons already getting involved again. He got the ball low, and you see any post touches, he seems to know what to do with it. Very composed and great decision maker, as you mentioned.
Yeah, and it was a great decision right there because the Wolverines had come down to double team him, so he found his open teammate who then, in rhythm, knocks down a 3. And you know more than anybody does about being in rhythm when you shoot a basketball.
Yeah, a nice drive there by Connor Toulson. Again, Connor quiet as well, and hopefully that layup can break the seal and get him going.
Well, and just sliding through the defense, nobody picks you up, take it all the way to the basket.
Great hands there by Jake Toulson.
Right.
Get pushed from behind by Phillip there, I believe. And that one with 4.5 minutes left to go in this first half is going to put the Wolverines to the bonus already.
Well, and that's the key right now. Up 9 is with this last 4 minutes. I mean, I know coming from a family with a Division I head coach as your father, that you know the importance of the end of quarters or halves.
Right. Closing out the right way.
You got to close this baby out the right way, and got to go in up double figures at the very least when you go into halftime, because it's a little demoralizing. You come in, you lead by 10 points, 12 points throughout the whole half, then you go in up 4.
Exactly. Yeah, they make a little bit of a run. They start feeling good about themselves.
And on the other side, and so really it's important and that was a great steal by Toulson, and then a good job of knocking down the first free throw. But those are the kind of energy plays that you have to do yourselves, that you're not, to try to get things picked up. And they have picked up since we complained about it.
Right. Wow, that was a tough finish.
Good-looking move. That's Billy Brown, one of the guys you mentioned at the beginning of the show here. Yeah, the game, whatever we're doing. And, Billy, nice-looking move.
And Billy Brown's really been the only consistent, guy in the starting lineup for Coach Jones and the Fighting Hawks, as he's making his, 6th straight start here. Only guy to start all games for the Fighting Hawks this season.
Well, that's good anticipation, but
he just does not give up.
Avons is the man. He's the man of the hour, I'm telling you. That guy, he just put it right back within 7.
He's got 10 points already this half.
Well, that's an excellent block by McDougal, but, Avons just says he stays right with it.
Right, exactly.
He doesn't worry about it, doesn't cry about it, there's the moves we were talking about at the beginning. Right there.
They're going to call an intentional foul right there on Billy Brown, as he just could not do anything against Jake, as Jake backed him down, and this is going to take us to another media timeout. Wolverines up 33-26 on WAC Digital Network.
You only need to answer one question.
Will you accept the challenge to become?
No matter where you are in life.
No matter your interests.
From award-winning music
to acting.
To theater programs.
There's a place for you.
A place for you.
A place for you at UVU. A place to engage.
To rise.
To succeed.
To become.
Welcome back to Utah Valley University. We're on campus here at the UCCU Center watching a nice game here between the University of North Dakota and the home team, Utah Valley University. You can watch it on the WAC Digital Network. You can watch it on Facebook Live, and you can watch it on YouTube, folks. You can also get it on GoUVU.com. So we're happy to have you wherever you're watching us from. Utah Valley leading 33-26. It's been a very good ball game, well played by both teams, really. Some good hustle plays on both sides. Both teams really shaking off the turkey.
Right, exactly. That's a exact way how to say it is. Both teams at times have gone flat, and it's been, on the Wolverine side, it's either been through Jake or Connor Toulson and McDougal, who got them going out of that last timeout break. And then on the other side of the ball, we've continued to mention Connor Avent's name, as he's been a tough load down low for anyone on the Wolverines to handle. And Jake Toulson goes to the line off of a flagrant foul call that was called on Billy Brown on that last possession.
Well, we talked about it at the beginning of the game here, and we talked about Jake getting down on the low post and what great things he can do down there. And this was a great example where he got down there. I mean, he's 6'5", but he's also very strong, very strong guy. And so he got the 6'3" Brown down there on the post, and Billy much more slight than Toulson. And there's just nothing he could do with him but foul him. And he did it intentionally, and that gains the Wolverines 2 points.
Right.
Back in our day, that was just a hard foul. Well, back in my day, my bad. Back in my day, we didn't even have holes in the peach baskets yet. We're still climbing up the ladders.
Climbing up to get them out, huh?
Hadn't figured it out.
Nice drive there by TJ as he
Excellent
finds
look.
Wyatt Lowell in the corner, a spot where Wyatt usually knocks those down.
Yeah, that's a great find right there, because, it would have been a wild shot by TJ, and he knew the whole time that Wyatt was over in that corner. And like you said, That's a high percentage shot for Wyatt Lowell.
Yeah, and even as you mentioned that he knew he was going to be there, as we get another long three-point shot by Ainan Moody, as we've mentioned his time.
Moody's got the green light, that's for sure.
Yes, he does. And they're going to need him too. They need someone to move the scoreboard from that outside perimeter.
Right. And they're within 6 here. Utah Valley just finding some lows in scoring here, where they miss some shots or they'll turn it over, or just like there's an inopportune turnover, and Seals trying to make them pay here. Good challenge by Jake.
Yeah, great transition defense there by Jake.
Yeah, force that spin, turnaround, challenge shot.
Right,
and that's
such a tough shot.
Yeah, it's not exactly the shot that Coach Jones would have wanted there.
Yeah, Wyatt 0 for 3 now from the outside. Just can't get it going for himself. As Wolverines, again, kind of hitting that drought where they fall in love with the outside shot, needs something easy down low, and haven't been able to get anything outside of Jake on the block.
Well, there's that runner again by Moody. It must be a shot that he must like as he whispers a word of prayer on the way back. Yeah, that was great.
Coach Pope's going to call a quick 30-second timeout again, as you had emphasized before, closing out halves. And I think that's what he's going to bring these guys together for a quick 30-second timeout. But, you know, as you had mentioned, just the droughts that these guys go through, it's tough to find consistent baskets. And again, it's basketball, right? Basketball is a game of runs. That's what it's all about.
Really is.
That's why
and
we love watching it and going.
Sustaining those runs is really what the game. And then thwarting runs by your opponent.
Right,
and so really, you know, keeping your opponent's runs to a minimum, and then, you know, keeping yours as long as you possibly can. And that's, I mean, that's simplifying it, obviously. But like you said, it was a great timeout by Coach Pope, because what he wants to do right here is he wants to extend this lead, wants it to be 10 when he gets in to half.
Right, and doesn't want to keep taking any quick shots here.
Right.
He wants to
get a good
limit
shot.
the possessions by North Dakota.
And let's see what we get here out of this timeout.
Drew it up. That was terrific offense.
And that was well run, well executed by T.J. Washington and Jake Toulson, and Jake gets the open 20-footer and knocks it down. And
nice shot by
there's
Connery.
the way that you've got to deal with Avance. Is that big man will destroy you inside, as he's shown. And so you've got to get in there and double team him, strip that ball away from him, make him pass it.
Again, ISO here for Seals against Connor as they try to recognize a little size matchup here. There's
excellent
again that
defense.
That turnaround fadeaway jump shot is, unless you have, you know, Kobe Bryant or LeBron James legs, those are difficult shots
those
athletically.
Are almost impossible shots. Oh boy.
Terrific job again by Avance, just showing his, you know, understanding of the game as Isaiah White got a little bit out of control.
And that was exactly what Coach Pope didn't want to see, because that possession was, what's the word I want to use?
Deflating off the last three that Jake had just made.
It was just discombobulated.
Right, yeah, exactly.
It was all over the place. And that's what led Isaiah, you know, he was not in a spot where he could do something successful.
Exactly.
And that wasn't necessarily his fault, because he was put there by maybe a pass that, you know, from another guy getting into a spot that he shouldn't be. And so you give Seals an open shot, he's going to knock it down.
Right. And that, again, closing out these halves and finishing.
Back to
that's
6.
now a 6-point game, and that 3-point shot just eliminates the play by Jake, as we're going to get the same type of action here as Jake's going to set the screen and pop, and this time North Dakota switches it.
Good looking move.
Nice move by T.J. Washington, as he's able to flip that up and get a little English off the glass to get that roll in.
Yeah, well, Utah Valley here at the end of the first half, leading 40-32 over the University of North Dakota. Here on the WAT Digital Network. We'll go ahead and we're going to take a break, come back here in about 10 or 15 minutes and allow the teams to eat.
Make some noise!
Never play on repeat. Put your own spin on things. Let a new wave begin.
All right, come on, let's go. 2 seconds.
Creators run the show. We want the awesome. From the cage to the stage. Rise up from the streets to the pros.
So much.
Creativity is the answer to a world divided. Tear down those walls. Make worlds unite. Flip the script. Rewrite the rules. Creativity is the answer. Now over to you.
I came to college to play my sport, but more importantly, to earn a degree.
I'm constantly learning from those around me, my professors and peers, my coaches and teammates, and even my opponents.
There's nothing better than game day, battling side by side with my teammates.
The competition is what pushes me to be the best that I can be.
I take pride in my community and want to ensure that I am giving back and inspiring the next generation to do the same.
Eyes on me. I'm Mark Pope, coach of the UVU men's basketball team. I want to thank Carlos Iglesias and Ken Garth Volkswagen for being a great friend of Utah Valley University athletics, basketball, volleyball, and everything else.
Thanks, Coach. We're proud to support a great program like Utah Valley University Sports. We wish the Wolverines a fantastic season.
You can thank Carlos, too, by visiting their new dealership today, Ken Garth Volkswagen. We hear you.
Did you only need to answer one question?
Will you accept the challenge to become?
It doesn't matter your situation in life.
No matter your interest.
Whether your first choice or second chance.
There's a place for you.
Place for you.
Place for you at UVU.
Place to engage.
To rise.
Succeed.
To become.
In this moment, it doesn't matter if you save money in 15 minutes. It doesn't matter if your neighbor has the same insurance that you do. What matters right now is the quality of your independent insurance agent.
Glad you're okay, Sarah. We'll take care of everything.
And the company that stands behind them.
Thanks so much for your help.
No problem.
Auto Owners Insurance.
Neil Dastrup Insurance, your local independent auto owners insurance agency, supports UVU athletics.
I decided to go to college to further my education and define my purpose in the world and be a part of something much bigger than myself.
I wanted to set up the best possible future for myself, both academically and athletically. I try to learn from everyone, whether that be professors, my teammates, or other student athletes.
I try to see everyone as an opportunity to learn. Everyone has a story to tell, and I think there's a moral and something you can learn from it.
Looking to spend that birthday money, Tyler? I'm just not sure which one to get. Well, they are both pretty cool. But saving some of that money would be pretty cool too. Yep.
When's the right age to teach your children how to save and spend money wisely? Right now, with the Be Money Smart program only at Utah Community Credit Union. Inspiring smart decisions.
You only need to answer one question. Will you accept the challenge to become? No matter where you are in life, no matter your interests, from award-winning accounting to marketing and entrepreneurship programs, there's a place for you at Utah Valley University. A place to engage, to rise, to succeed, to become.
Welcome back to Orem, Utah, UCCU Center on the campus of beautiful Utah Valley University. Utah Valley University and the Fighting Hawks of North Dakota, University of, are participating in this basketball game. Utah Valley leading 40-32 right now, Holton, and I gotta say, Utah Valley leads the series 4-3. It's the 7 games of these, well, this being the 8th game these teams have played against one another. Last year at North Dakota, the final score, Utah Valley winning the game 83-75 in overtime. Why don't you tell us about one that went a few more overtime?
That's a legendary game, not only in the school, but for me personally. That was so we had a 4 overtime game at North Dakota that if it would have went one more, we probably been down to 3 guys because everybody was fouled out by that point.
You'd have had your pops out there with his shirt off.
That's right.
Shirts and skins. My dad's in the Coach Huntshaker's in the game.
That's all we had left.
So tell us. So how did that game finish?
We won. I wouldn't be telling the story. Of course,
well,
I wouldn't.
I brought it up, so it could have been.
That's true.
And were there any heroes?
Were there any heroes? Jordan Swarbrick is another old name.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah,
there.
he was here for like 11 years.
Yes, he was. He made a career out of it.
Yeah,
here.
Jordan and my son Goose were good friends.
And Jordan, he made a
guy.
couple trips to the free throw line in that 4th overtime to seal it for us, and so definitely owe Jordan that win. But yeah, it was definitely some big battles, great battles. Again, overtime last year, 4 overtime game that year, and with only an 8-point game here, but a quick turnover by North Dakota. Again, it's showing ebbs and flows of this one.
Yeah.
They could get back into it quick.
Again got a nice look inside. That time it went in and out on him, but they battled for the rebound, but then he kind of committed a turnover and was not happy with himself. It's funny because my son Goose that played baseball here, same era as you, they had some battles against North Dakota in baseball as well. Of course, they won all those, but a bunch of the same type of guys work really hard, and that's pushing it down the floor. Utah Valley just not getting back in transition, Holton.
Yeah. Nice dunk by Bailey Steele on one end, and then just blink of an eye, North Dakota can change ends in a hurry and seal with a layup on the other end.
Well, you find out if you slap yourself on the back a little bit,
you don't have time to
other
do
guy
that.
Doesn't care. He's sprinting down to the other end. Isaiah takes a long 3 and misses. Well, the lead is 8, 42-34. Utah Valley leading University of North Dakota. And again, a lot of good ball games between these clubs. Seem to be always a good matchup. They always have good inside play, solid guards on these teams. Coach Jones being 9 feet tall himself.
I know, between Coach Pope and Coach Jones, they'd have
this is the most
height
inches of coaches that you'll ever see in a high school game, or a college or high school or pro game ever. More inches per coach, especially when you throw in Coach Burgess. Yeah, there's Avance again.
It makes it easy. He finds his positions, knows where he wants to be on the court.
Well, that's the key. Is that he gets to spots where he can succeed, and then his guys find him and they trust him, and he gets it done. And so, it's a beautiful thing to watch. As Washington misses a little jumper,
and Bailey not able to chase that one down as Steele heads back the other way, and they like to ISO him a lot in that block, very similar to Jake, and he's not had a lot of success going back to that turnaround jumper today.
Well, like Jake, he's only 6'5" or so, and so you got to get the right matchups to get those guys down to the post and make those work. Good looking 3-point shot by Jake Toulson. Connor Toulson.
No,
one of the Toulsons. And Connor is just an outstanding spot-up shooter. He's a good shooter off the dribble. He's just a good shooter.
Right, no, he is. And he's more athletic than people think, too, and has a little bit more length. Yeah. And so he can get shots off that you don't think he's going to. And then in that first half, when he got to the rim so easy, when no one else seemed to be around, he's just a little longer and more athletic than you think.
People think, And then on top of that, he sneaky guards. He sneaky guards guys. I don't know how it's sneaky anymore because he did such a great job last year, but it's still, to me, it seems like he doesn't quite get the
attention
as a defensive player. You know, he shuts down a lot of good players.
Nice pass there and catch by T.J. Washington. The Bailey Steele is going to get fouled and head to the line.
Well, I really like TJ's game personally, and I love his tattoos as well. But I mean, he's got one sleeve and one pant leg.
Right.
So how do you not
got
love
a lot
that?
of artwork.
Yeah, exactly. That's like a year's rent on his arm and leg. But I wish I could pull it off, I'll be honest. But what I like about TJ is TJ has he's settling in, it seems, tonight. And he's continued to settle in from the last several games, coming out of junior college, All-American in junior college, kind of, a big deal, if you will. And then coming into a program where you got to kind of start all over, and you're with a whole bunch of other guys that have pretty good resumes too.
Right, and
that
has established himself from last year, and so he's trying to find his role.
And he's doing a good job now, really letting the game slow down for him.
Right, and as you had mentioned, just taking care of the basketball.
Yep.
T.J. Washington tonight, 0 turnovers so far, and hopefully I don't, knock on wood, jinx him into that one as Connor.
Yeah, that's something you would do,
one.
I'll be honest. You're not a very good guy. One of the best guys I know, that's sadly. That means I don't know very many people.
Sure.
But good-looking jump shot. Is that Billy? Billy Brown?
Billy Brown, or as Moody getting
was that Moody?
Again.
Moody just doesn't stop. That guy, he has a lot of confidence in his stroke.
See, these are the types of moments in the possession where I think Coach Polk just emphasized you got to move the ball. Everything gets stagnant. Everybody's watching, waiting for someone to do something.
It gets bogged down a little bit.
Right.
And it's going to result in a shot clock violation. And that's what happens when you try too much one-on-one stuff, especially at this level, meaning the Division I college level.
Right.
NBA, that might work. We'll take a timeout right now, and we'll be back in 1 second. Back to the UCCU Center. We're live here on the WAC Digital Network, live on Facebook Live, live on YouTube, and live on GoUVU.com. So Josh Klonke and Holton Hunsaker here calling the action, and really what we have right now is a game that Utah Valley has kind of it's 45-40, Utah Valley leading the game, but UND, they just haven't been able to shake them.
No, they haven't. I mean, they keep just doing enough, and if that's, Moody getting going from the outside, or Avens, who, again, finding his way around the rim, but they're doing enough to keep themselves into the game and dangerous in the sense that it's been stretched to, 10 at times, and then they slowly grind their way back to 5 or 4.
And they're just staying right with it. And that's always scary because, our little run, as we talked about runs in this game, runs can do that. We wanted to mention really quickly, tonight at 8 p.m., I believe, Mountain Time on the WAC Digital Network and on ESPN Plus, you can catch the Utah Valley Wolverines women's volleyball team playing for the WAC championship tonight against New Mexico State. So that should be a good one. They've really played well in that tournament.
Right. It's always fun to see other teams, not only basketball, continue to do well, but other programs within the school.
Exactly. And Wolverines here looking to extend the lead.
You know, one thing during that break that I looked at, a stat that stood out to me, and, you know, we're 25 minutes into this game, and North Dakota hasn't shot a free throw.
You know what?
You don't see very often.
Now that you bring that up, wow. And part of that has to do with the fact that there's no to the basket
Right,
game.
they don't. It's been Avens has found little spots around the rim, but no.
And everything else is a three-point shot.
Exactly right.
Yep.
Connor left wide open.
Well, you know, and that's a deep three in some people's minds.
Right.
But as a shooter, you and I both know.
If you walk in the gym, you're in range,
I'm open.
right,
I'm
right.
wide open. You know, you used to play horse against my kid.
Right.
And that
Goose
guy,
back
that
in the
guy
day.
the goose, man. You leave him open inside the gym, you're in trouble.
That's right.
Just like the H-bomb here. The two H's.
We're going to get T.J. Washington called for his first turnover of the game as he got going there in transition, tried to take a crossover and picked it up.
Well, and those are things that are going to happen, and you can handle those.
Right. Being aggressive, trying to push the break.
Being aggressive, trying to push the break, like you said. But it's the ones where you get a little out of control that I think that Coach Pope and the staff have done a really nice job of getting him to understand to just slow the game down a little bit.
We're going to get a reach-in foul here by Connor Toulson.
They're going to go to the line probably just because of you.
Not with that's only the second foul call of the half.
I'm just saying.
Here. You know, if I was Coach Jones or one of his assistants, that's one thing I'd be
all up
over
in
there.
him. Yeah.
Haven't gone to the free throw line once in the game. That's
illegal pin. Yeah, and we talked about that in the first half. The poor big guys they always had that incredulous look on their face. But, you know, big fella, stay, then move. You know,
and what they're even calling, too, is, you know, if a guy goes under the screen, most bigs are talked, as soon as they go under, you roll and you try to wipe that guy out and take him out.
They're calling that now.
Exactly.
And, you know, in my era, you just moved to wherever you wanted to, and you rolled and knocked guys over and held guys coming across the paint and threw elbows in the sternum, you know. But that stuff has been cleared up, and the offensive the game's a lot better offensively for it.
Yeah, Isaiah White going to the rim, and Connor
doing a good job of creating a shot for Connor there, just missed it. Our boy Phillip trying a deep three, showed a lot of confidence in that, so he must be able to do it, I always assume.
Wow. That's a big three-point shot. Is that now
really
again cuts it down to 5, and it gets someone else involved outside of Seal, Moody, and Avinson.
Right, yeah, really. And so good-looking shot. Now they're going to call a foul down low. Who are they calling that on? Oh, it's Phillip again. That's only 3 on him?
The other 2, I think, have been offensive fouls on moving screens.
Yeah.
Battling down low with McDougal.
And there's the matchup you want with Jake Toulson right there. Now he creates that. He misses the layup, but that's a matchup you'll take every time.
Connor loses his footing as it looks like Moody had given him a little bit of a bump there as he was making his move off that spin move. We'll get the replay, and not a whole lot of contact. He just kind of lost his footing.
Lost his footing, and then, you know, good defense by Moody, and you lose your footing, and you're going to get called for a walk.
You almost think he tried to pull out the chair from him as he did that spin move.
There was nobody to bump against.
Right, Connor trying to anticipate contact
the
there.
bump and grind, if you will.
Nothing behind.
And I always say that. I always say it's very difficult sometimes to play without contact.
Right. There's Avance where he wants it, and again, takes his time, is patient, gets to that right hook, but we've seen him go left as well.
Count the 2 when you get it in there with that big guy.
Now we got a 3-point game just like that.
Yep. Now they're going to call. Look at Avance making plays all over the place. Takes the charge. I think there might be some floppage to that, but
right.
But again, he was in the
that.
right position at the right time, and sometimes you got to do a little sales job.
That's right.
No, you just really do. I mean, if you just take as
the
a big
bump
guy
and
like him, two big kids out there with McDougal and Avance, and if they bump each other hard, neither one of them is going to go down.
Right.
But you've got to show the official that you were bumped pretty stinking hard.
Right, exactly.
Or you're not going to
get
the call. Period. So a good play by him.
Seal again trying to go one-on-one,
Wow.
and this time able to get that to go, and 1-point game here, and a lot of life on that North Dakota bench.
Some pretty good defense by Jake Toulson, and
it was.
But just a better offensive move, and sometimes you just have to tip your cap.
And he's got to get a little help from someone else there defensively, as McDougal returning the favor to Avance there and gets his own right-handed hook to go.
Well, and that's when you get a mismatch like that, when you had Seals trying to defend McDougal. He just doesn't have the size at all to do that. Now we've got a hand check call after all this action.
We got to take immediate timeout here, and Wolverines 50-47, seeing their lead dwindle quickly.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor. It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
Welcome back to the UCCU Center. Holton Hunsaker alongside Josh Kalunke here, and we are witnessing quite a battle here. 50-47, Utah Valley leading University of North Dakota currently. We've got about 11:24 to go. Holton, what do you think Utah Valley needs to do to hold this lead and win this ball game?
Yeah. Something you've emphasized the entire broadcast, and continue to work inside out. Whenever they get post touches by Jake Toulson or McDougal or Bailey Steele, it seems like something good comes out of the offense. Not necessarily, the jump hooks that McDougal's been getting down low, but if it's been Jake getting a shot from the outside or Connor getting a shot from the outside, it seems like it just breaks down the North Dakota defense.
Yeah, it leads to open looks is what you're saying, yeah. And here goes our guy Avance, and he goes right to work, and believe it or not, blows by McDougal.
Avance, that's 16 points now. He leads all scorers here for this game.
Yeah, and he's done it with a variety of moves around the basket, and I just really like the intelligence in his play.
And he said everything's been around the basket. I don't remember one jump shot he's taken. You get a big and one by Isaiah White, a nice find by McDougal.
Well, that goes right back to what we've talked about, the inside play. You go inside the big C-Mac, as they call him, and he gets double teamed.
Good things are happening.
You got a good cut to the basket by Isaiah White, and then he gets the harm, and he concentrates long enough to get it in the basket.
And athletic enough to take the hit and stay there to concentrate.
Exactly.
And finish.
Just a good, strong move. And, you see it on the other end. You get Avance the basketball. Not on that particular play, he went to the basket and scored.
Right.
Whereas, you get the kid in a position, and he's going to make something good happen for you.
You can see they continue to work that side of the court toward Avance, and he gets that left hook. This time just a little strong as
Kind of with a guy like Avance, which you kind of got to hope for, I think, Holton, is that he starts to tire out a little bit.
Right, exactly.
He's been playing most of this ball game. I don't know what his minutes are. You can probably tell me that because you know how to read.
No, just looking back to those last couple games here, he actually came off of a game-high 22 points and 4 assists against Concordia.
Right.
But again, that's a little different game against Concordia versus Utah Valley.
They don't know if they had anybody over 6'2".
That's right.
You just don't know. And but he minutes-wise, he's at 23 minutes right now. And so a big kid like that, you kind of got to hope that you can wear him out a little bit.
Right, and as the offense and everything continues to go through him, that takes a lot, not only physically but mentally, to get yourself up for every possession and realizing, this game is kind of swinging on how I'm playing.
Exactly. That takes on a whole new ball of tricks right there.
See if he can get some help here from the three-point shot. That's Moody again, and not able to get that one to fall.
Good position by Isaiah White to go ahead and get inside position, go up and secure that rebound. And there's a second turnover of the game for TJ Washington, and again, it's going a little bit too fast. Tried to cross over, hit the foot of the defender. Not called a kickball because it's not an intentional kick.
Right.
And so it results in a turnover.
And a bad foul by him as well as trying to go behind and get a hand on it. And again, a little interesting mix-up of the lineup going back to Connor Toulson. Haven't seen a whole lot of Ben McQuassa this second half. And, as we mentioned that I've seen Ben with a little bit of a massage back thing on his back.
I was going to say, I didn't know if he had an injury going. Because Cotton is in the ball game. He's been in the ball game here for the last couple of minutes, I guess, and I failed to mention that. But that's an interesting lineup here with, I guess you would have one of the Toulsons as your primary ball handler.
Exactly. And again, either guy can do that. Jake, of course.
In spots. You don't want to keep them there forever because, that's not their forte. But Jake certainly can make things happen from whatever position he's at. And Connor, has the ball handling ability to do such, but you really want him available to shoot the basketball.
Right. Get you going into your offense.
Right. Seals working on Isaiah. A good-looking jump shot. Yeah.
And again, credit that a little bit to Avance and getting the offense going. As soon as you see another teammate get going, you start realizing you get a little confidence yourself, and those turnaround jumpers Seal was not making in the first half.
No, and he's starting to pick it up a little bit, and the thing was he hit a couple of layups, and once you get a layup to go, you start to see the ball does go in the basket.
Right, exactly. Again, another late shot clock situation as Isaiah White's got to take it, and that one just barely rolls off, and Avance right there to clean up the glass, and you can kind of see him.
It looks like he's huffing and puffing a little bit, but he did hurt his back when he took a charge earlier. And Seal
right there, we got a tie ball game.
Goes to the basket, and we've got ourselves a good old-fashioned Donnybrook. I don't even know what that means, but I think it means fight. So Jake Toulson will handle it out top and give it to Connor. Connor goes to the basket, lays it up, and that's a good-looking move. It's a tough shot, really tough shot.
And again, you're not seeing anybody going to the free throw line on either end, and so
no, it really
that
is
much body and contact as Avance just continues to do work in that low block.
He's slippery, man. That's just that's a guy who knows how to play around the basket, period.
He just has a gift and ability to do so. Again, you look out there, you don't think number 32 on that court is going to be leading all scores.
Oh, no, not at all. You look at him, you think he might drive a truck, but that kid he has an uncanny ability to score around a basket. Good-looking player. And there's Moody to take the lead.
Just like that. And once again, guys start feeling good about themselves.
Right, and it all comes back to Avance. All right, we'll go ahead and take a break right now, and we'll be back
in this moment. It doesn't matter if you save money in 15 minutes. It doesn't matter if your neighbor has the same insurance that you do. What matters right now is the quality of your independent insurance agent.
Glad you're okay, Sarah. We'll take care of everything.
And the company that stands behind them.
Thanks so much for your help.
No problem.
Auto Owners Insurance.
Neil Dastrup Insurance, your local independent auto owners insurance agency, supports UVU athletics.
You only need to answer one question. Will you accept the challenge to become? No matter where you are in life, no matter your interests, from award-winning accounting to marketing and entrepreneurship programs, there's a place for you at Utah Valley University. A place to engage, to rise, to succeed, to become.
CCU Center, where Utah Valley has just fallen behind the University of North Dakota 58-55. North Dakota with a jumper from the corner or a three-point jumper from the corner by Moody takes the lead 58-55.
You know, there just hasn't been any life, any energy out of this entire ball game. We mentioned it going into the end of the first half, and you know, it's tough to get up for this game. You just came back from Las Vegas,
sure,
which was an exciting tournament for them. The Wolverines came out with the middleweight championship at the MGM main event there, and then you come back, have Thanksgiving with your family, have a day off or something, and you got to come back Saturday afternoon and play North Dakota.
Right.
It's a tough game to get up for, but again, it's this type of stretch in the season where you need leaders on your team. You need guys to wake everybody else up. It doesn't matter
those
what
guys got to come
go to work.
and help some guys understand we got to be here.
Exactly.
And Ben DeQuassa will now come off the bench, Holton here, to try to provide some of that energy.
Right. And Ben, again, with Connor and Jake, who've been through these stretches in the season. Not that the other guys haven't. They've come from other teams and things, but you know, they've got to be the ones that bring leadership and, you know, call guys out when they need to be called out and try to make plays offensively. As Isaiah White,
good looking finish
nice
there.
Drive there to the rim and a big basket out of that timeout.
Well, Isaiah right there used his size really well. Took a little bump, used the glass, and finished really strong. There's Moody again, no good, and Isaiah White, maybe that's our guy that's going to provide some energy. He goes and grabs the rebound. Mid Nequasa.
You know, it's going to be his athleticism that surfaces after a long trip to Las Vegas. Guys' legs are tired, whatever it may be. It's going to be athletes that surface at this time and try to lift everybody else.
Well, they can make plays that some of the other guys cannot make. Oh, Bailey steal, and I haven't seen that part of his game. I actually have seen him hit a three-pointer or two, but the 15-footer, the lost art.
And if he can get that going, that it's going to open up, because Avon's all he's doing is camping out underneath the rim.
Right,
When he catches
he's
the
saying,
ball.
"Go ahead, shoot it, big guy."
Right, which is clogging up all the lanes to cut, and so.
And Avon's is a big cat, big old frame on him, and so to get him to move is great.
Right, I think this is going to be
bonus situation.
Bonus situation for North Dakota, and this is going to take us to our next media timeout as the Wolverines lead 59-58 with just 5 minutes and 44 left.
Let's do this.
Let's do it.
Huh? Let's do this. Let's do this.
Okay.
Let's do this.
Let's do it.
Let's do this.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah.
I'm on a new level. I'm on a new level. Give your head a Mountain Dew kickstart.
Be a king in your mind, but do the work of a servant. With a purpose on the mission, you get to what you deserving. If it's worth it, you be on straight and narrow instead of swerving. Ignore the dream killers and doubters, cause they ain't perfect.
Damn, still a lot of doubters out there. What do you want to tell them?
Thank you for the motivation.
Give your head a Mountain Dew kickstart.
Welcome back to the UCCU Center on the campus of Utah Valley University, where Utah Valley has just retaken the lead on University of North Dakota, 59-58. And a lot of that had to do with the inspired play of Isaiah White.
Yeah, Isaiah White out of that last timeout immediately took the ball to the rim, and as you said, used his size and athleticism to finish over top of the North Dakota defense. And then on the defensive end, he was one to clean up the glass and ultimately led to a Bailey Steele mid-range jump shot. And Wolverines, just like that, after being down 3, and again, North Dakota's first lead of the ball game, jump on top.
And any time somebody takes a lead from you when you've led the entire ball game, it's important to go back and seize that
right,
from
exactly.
them. And because you saw when that shot went in, their whole bench was up.
Yeah, they were excited.
Because they said, hey, we got the lead, dudes.
Right.
But now they go to the line because you had to say something.
I said it when the officials were on the other side. So
yeah, right.
That's a big free throw there by Keenan Walter. It's been between Keenan Walter and Connor Avance on the blocks there for North Dakota, and I think we might get a lane violation. Again, something you don't see very often.
You don't see that called at pretty much any level anymore, do you?
Especially when no one from North Dakota even went for that free throw or went for that rebound. As you can kind of watch Connor Avance there just turn and go right after the free throw is attempted.
They refused to call a shooting foul, but
we'll make sure we get our free throw attempts back in there, I guess.
Oh, now, yeah, boy, did I screw that one up. I'm good at screwing stuff up just like you, man.
Again, what would have been a tied ball game, giving them that extra free throw, North Dakota takes the lead, and you can see the life not only from their bench, but on this defensive possession, guys are trying to fly around as Connor Toulson, again, as you mentioned, sneaky, and we mentioned his
sneaky athletic.
Exactly.
And just athletic enough, he just went by his man and took it all the way to the basket. Nobody stepped up to stop the basketball, and he went ahead and finished. And Walter, there's our guy.
That play.
Washington again showing his athleticism, which takes all. Oh my goodness! And there you go. You block it on one end, you run the floor, and then you get rewarded.
Right. And great job by T.J. Washington of recognizing Isaiah White, hustling back in transition and making sure he rewards the guy for his work on the other end. And we're going to get a quick foul call here by Bailey Steele, and that'll send.
Well, that's
Seal
a good foul,
back
actually, right there, because Seal was wide open. He was about to make a layup, and you go ahead and foul him, make him earn him from the line. And you don't foul him hard enough that, you get an
intentional
foul or anything when everybody in the gym knows it was an intentional foul.
All right. Yeah, but what a change in mode and change in energy there, as everybody on that North Dakota bench a little stunned after that last block and play by Isaiah White. And Isaiah's going to take a quick break, and he'll be right back in to close out this game.
Yeah, his energy really was big there in this last couple of minutes. And Seals knocks them down. Bring it to a one-point game again.
Little two-man game between.
Running a two-man game with Toulson there and Bailey Steele.
Now
they've got that switch you want.
Right.
But Toulson picks up his dribble.
Hopefully Bailey doesn't try to get some type of offensive foul call. He's trying to establish post position there. As T.J. Washington a little lost there with the count.
When you let the shot clock run down, you get stuck in situations where guys are lost and they have to fire up shots that they normally wouldn't shoot.
Right.
And Avance is going to come out of the ball game.
Avance limping a little bit.
Yeah, and he's taking some punishment tonight with these bigger players from Utah Valley, and he's taken a couple of charges where he's gone down hard. So he's played his heart out.
North Dakota wants to stay in this game, though, and hopefully get him back up. And
exactly. Give him an aspirin. Get him back in there. There's Bronca with a nice move. It's Bronca, correct. Phillip.
Right. That was Phillip there. And again, Phillip.
Good-looking move inside. And again, interior defense just not getting much done. No, it's Bronca. I apologize. Good-looking pass again, T.J. Washington. I think that's his 8th assist of the ball game. He's really been doing a nice job. Actually, probably his 9th after the one to Isaiah Washington. Or Isaiah White, excuse me.
9 assists and only 2 turnovers.
Yeah.
Both points of emphasis that we wanted to see improvement on, especially as he tries to establish himself as the point guard.
Right. Good defense there by the Wolverines, and good box out by Bailey Steele. Oh, and a good give and go.
Terrific pass by Bailey there.
Yeah, that's just the old give and go, and he's gone. He gave it, he gone.
There's another timeout here by Coach Jones.
Didn't like that at all, and now with a 67-64 lead, timeout.
You only need to answer one question. Will you accept the challenge to become? No matter where you are in life, no matter your interests. From innovative exercise science, outdoor recreation to STEM programs, there's a place for you at Utah Valley University, a place to engage, to rise, to succeed, to become.
Label me.
You know you want to.
Don't be shy.
You do it behind my back.
So say it to my face.
You don't know me.
You know what I am?
I'm a pitcher.
I'm a striker.
I'm a point guard.
I'm a linebacker.
I'm a setter. Shortstop.
High jumper. Wrestler.
Defender.
Goalie.
Student.
Student athletes.
That's who we are.
Welcome back to the campus of Utah Valley University. Here at the UCCU Center, we've got a great basketball game brewing. And we talked about this, the North Dakota, Utah Valley basketball games, always close and always very well played. And tonight, no difference. 67 for Utah Valley, 64 for University of North Dakota. And we've seen a lot of good plays. We've seen guys making plays both inside and outside, both teams.
Right, and fortunately for North Dakota, I see Avance over there in the huddle, so he wasn't injured enough to stay out for the rest of the game, because that's when the Wolverines went on this little bit of a run, is when he went to the bench, and they didn't have anything to match the Wolverines offensively.
Right, and Connor Avance, just for those of you who may have joined us late or haven't followed the entire game, he's got 18 points, he's got 8 rebounds, and he also has 3 assists. So, and throw in 2 steals, just
right,
just
to fill another stat.
You gotta have a salad,
right?
You can't just have all burger and fries. You gotta have a salad. So he threw in a salad with 2 steals,
and that's been on 9 of 13 shooting, so extremely efficient while he's out there. And
right,
you can see as they try to work the offense right there through him again, and he picks it up and draws a foul and almost picked up the and one. He's just so savvy.
Savvy's the right word.
His ability to pick guys apart for what he is athletically and what he brings. He's had an amazing game.
I love it, dude. I think he's actually very fun to watch. As a senior, what he's done is he's cultivated his game, obviously, over the last 4 or 5 years at the University of North Dakota, and this is what you get. You get a heady guy that's solid for his teammates.
He gets that first one to go, and this again could cut the lead to 1 as you kind of feel the energy in the building, start to realize and see we got less than 3 minutes left in this one.
Yeah, everybody's like, oh, geez, I got to go home and reheat turkey. I got to get excited. So Utah Valley, important to execute here, and they're going to go down to Jake Toulson in the post, which is a staple of their offense, and he backs down Seals, and Seals blocks the shot.
Mashed him athletically on that one.
He did, and Seals is a very athletic player. He just doesn't have the size and strength to do that all the time, but a great play by Seals.
Again, they go back to the two-man game with Avance there in the corner. And
they're going to try to get him the basketball, him or Seals, and here comes Seals with his back to the basket. And he takes on Jake, and he throws it off the window. Yeah, that's just a tough shot.
With under 2 minutes to go, we got North Dakota back on
takes
top
the
by
lead
1.
here. Moving the basketball here. TJ Washington's going to go to the basket, kick it out.
Ooh, that one
We're
was
going to get a back court call. No, they were not going to get a back court call. Good. That worked out well. Ben DeQuassa was the last to touch it, but I believe they didn't think that they had possession of the basketball.
Exactly. I think that one should have been a back court call, and
it was
the
not called.
Wolverine player was the last guy to touch it, and that ended up being a huge turn of events.
Huge turn of events.
Right.
So I guess we'll keep it right here. We're going to go ahead and stay right here with 1:24 to go. The Wolverines leading by 2 on a controversial play there where the ball was tipped by a North Dakota player, but then it was also touched by Ben DeQuassa as he tried to recover it. Ben, to his credit, recovered it without acting like he touched it.
Right, well.
You know, he just kept playing on because there was no call, and he went down, pulled up, hit a three-point shot, and Ben DeQuassa ice in his veins. And
even more to Ben's credit, kind of the situation of the ball game with, TJ Washington. Again, he's got 9 assists and 9 points, and so he's working on a double-double himself. And DeQuassa haven't probably played as many minutes as he was looking for, not pouting, not having an attitude or anything. Stepped right in and knocked down what could be the biggest play of the ball game.
Right, and that right there was one of those pivotal plays that you're going to look back at when this ball game ends, whichever way that it goes, because it gives you a 2-point lead with 1:24 to go, and now it puts North Dakota under pressure.
Exactly. Now they got to force something to go offensively, and again, we're either going to see Seals get going something on the block, or we'll probably see Avon back in a two-man game, and just like that, we see both of those guys together in a two-man game.
Well, and you've got Isaiah White back in the ball game to guard Seals inside. Shot by Moody is no good, and Jake Toulson doing what he does and stuffing the stat sheet in every possible category, gets another rebound.
Yeah, quick three there by Moody. Moody's made a couple of them tonight.
Well, we talk about the feast or famine mentality with the three-point shot. I'm not sure that was the shot Coach Jones was looking for, but that's what they got. A good pass from Jake. And there's Utah Valley getting to their inside game and Bailey Steele scoring. So Panoam trying to shake and pulls up. Probably again not the shot they were looking for. Even with the 4-point disadvantage there. Not sure that's the shot they're looking for from North Dakota. And now that's a foul on Panoam, who took that quick shot down there.
Again,
ill-advised.
Put in those situations, everybody starts trying to play hero ball a little bit. Yeah. They feel like they got to be the guy that takes a shot. If you see daylight in an opening, and we see Moody get a quick check out here as
Panoam being a young player, just a sophomore, probably. Good job by Jake going to the backcourt. He's going to get fouled here. That's what they're trying to do. With 29.5 left, that's going to put Jake Toulson, one of the better free throw shooters on the ball club.
The last guy out there you want to foul in this situation.
Obviously the guy that Utah Valley wants the hands of the basketball. Yep. I seem to know a guy sitting to my right, which would be you. A guy sitting to my right, which would be you, that used to like to have the ball in his hands late in the ball games. And tell us what that's like to be the guy you want to get fouled. And you go to the line.
As the ball handler, as the primary guy that's going to have to be Jake as he
makes
that one.
So that ruined our whole story.
Right.
So Seals pulls up. Excellent challenge by Isaiah White. And Isaiah did a great job of getting into the – and see Jake Toulson showing some frustration there. And what that frustration was, tell us what that frustration was.
No, exactly.
He missed that free throw.
Yeah, 90% plus better, or 90% or better free throw shooter on the year. And again, he's the guy that they want to have the ball, in his hands, because they know they're going to get fouled, they're going to free throw line, and the only way these guys can get back into the game is off a missed free throws and three-point baskets as Jake gets that one to go.
And as a player, I know you shot, what was your career free throw shooting percentage, like 98% or something ridiculous?
It was close to
something ridiculous. What was it, 96%?
It was close to 90, not that high.
Come on.
My best season, I think, was at 93%, but I think career-wise, it was right around 90.
By the way, that's just terrible. Seals goes to the basket, and he's fouled. They call a foul on they call it on Bailey Steele.
Yeah, I think they are going to get Bailey on that one. And again, with 9.6, unless we get some type of
crazy play here.
Yeah, crazy end out of bounds play. This one's basically seen its day.
Wolverines really need to go ahead and secure this rebound and then be strong with the basketball, knock down a couple of more free throws.
Right.
And then
well, even with that missed free throw right there, it's a two-possession game, but 9.6, you got to go back and forth.
I just said it's over. I don't ever. Wow.
Can't ever say that.
Yeah,
right?
Don't ever say that. I've seen some crazy things, but Seals misses them both. But again, it gets knocked out. Now Seals is going to raise from 3, and he misses that. Oh, no call on the possible travel. And a good job by the Wolverines there as they secure the win, 74-68. Great job, Holton Hunsaker. Players only tonight, and players only on the WAC Digital Network for the first time. Players only on Facebook Live for the first time. Players only on YouTube for the first time, and players only on GoUVU.com for the first time. So it's been a pleasure working with you, Holton. Josh Kalunke for Holton Hunsaker. The Utah Valley University Wolverines pull out the victory over North Dakota, 74-68.